So, do they have a BDSM party to, like, have other people, like, so if you go to a BDSM party with a date, you and multiple other dates, you guys are all going to be fucking your own date that you brought in, like, a big house, or, like...
Not necessarily. It depends on what community you're in. There are some communities who are really... they don't want you to be having penetrative sex during parties.
What's that?
Penis and vagina, penis and mouth. They don't want, or, oral sex. They don't want that sort of thing going on at parties for sanitation reasons, I guess. Other communities are like, fucking go for it, whatever you want. Cleveland, Ohio. Shout out to Cleveland, Ohio for like the fucking wildest and wackiest BDSM party I've been to.
They wanted you to fuck there.
Yeah, in Cleveland, yeah. But no, BDSM parties, I guess the general layout, and a lot of the ones that I've been to, they're like, they ask you not to have sex. So the things that are actually going on is scening. People doing scenes, like quote unquote, which is just a way to say people, maybe doing role play or maybe doing a bondage scene where one person gets tied up and suspended to the ceiling, or scenes where like someone is getting flogged, or scenes where someone's getting, like doctor and patient play. And so while those sorts of things are going on, you can, depending on where you are, you can sit there and watch. So that's what public parties are, or BDSM parties. But most of the time, people are like fully clothed, just like fucking chilling, having a cigarette, talking about life, talking about BDSM, talking about their partners. But in that one specific area, like maybe the garage, there's all this furniture that you can use, and there's people playing, so you can go in there and watch them.
And fuck them.
Depending on where you are, yeah, you can fuck them.
If you bring your date, you can bring your date. And,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there like plastic over the furniture? Is it just bare bones, baby?
No, all the furniture is like sanitized, like before and after. So let's say if I was like a dominant person, I wanted to have the scene there, and this club did allow sex, I would go in there, I would wipe whatever furniture I'm going to use with my partner, her and I, or them and I would do the scene, and then, wipe everything down and clean up, and then leave the furniture for someone else to use.
Damn, bro.
But like I've said, most communities I've been to, there's like no sex involved. Like you're not allowed to have sex. Like no cum, no blood, no piss, no pee.
That's sanitation.
Sanitation, yeah.
You can throw like sweat into that mix too.
Well, you can't really avoid sweat, but there's always someone on the staff or there on site who's like the DM, the dungeon monitor.
Dungeon monitor.
Yeah, they're the dungeon monitor. And they're there to make sure that everything gets like sanitized the right way, to make sure that the play that's happening is actually like consensual and safe. And make sure everything's good to go.
Could I make this club like tonight? Can I make a BDSM club?
No.
Like, how do you...
Yeah, well, I guess there are no prerequisites, right? So if you wanted to, like, yeah, you can just, like, throw together a BDSM club, like, right now. There is no overarching body that's going to make sure you're following any regulations. But if you do that sort of thing, and people do that sort of thing, you're going to catch the attention of a nearby group. And they're going to want to make sure that you're cool, that you're doing things safe, that your reputation is good. Because if your reputation's bad, it's going to get spread around through that bigger group. So if you're interested in starting a BDSM club, and I highly recommend you do, what I would do is kind of get involved with the scene that's around here. There's a nice big scene around here. And kind of spread the word that, hey, I'm starting a club at my place or my warehouse or whatever.
My warehouse. Dude, okay, so there is a BDSM scene on the Central Coast. Mm-hmm. And you found it from going online and finding it.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like a website and shit.
Yeah.
I think it's like updated frequently.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey guys, like, December 23rd, we're doing a Christmas thing.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Oh, are you serious? Shut the fuck up.
No, I don't think it's on the 23rd. But
Okay.
yeah.
But it is Christmas themed?
Yeah, there's like a Christmas thing going on.
Dude, these are like normal people, like out in public.
Yeah.
And they're just, yeah. Fuck, man. We walk past them every day and we would never know. That's why I wanted to have you on so bad, because, like, dude, people don't understand to the extent you're talking about and explaining that this actually exists. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one knows that there's these clubs and this shit and this underground scene, you know?
Yeah.
People can act like they know, and there's probably a few people that, like, have their suspicions, but, dude, for the most part, dude, the average person, like, they have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
It's good to talk about this type of shit. It's like, you need to have an open mind, you know? It's not fun being vanilla all the time. It's not fun doing the same thing day in and day out and being with the same people all year round and, like, the same clique, dude. You gotta expand your horizons. You know what I mean? Like, that's sick that you found this place over here on the Central Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going, like, city to city? Like, how frequently are these BDSM parties?
You know what? Parties, like the ones I described where there's, like, play going on and scening going on.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, once a month. I don't think there's actually a club here in the Central Coast that has, like, an actual clubhouse. You might have to go up north to actually do that sort of thing. But there are clubs that kind of, like, just meet up at restaurants, like I said, to just talk about BDSM. So I don't know around here. None of the clubs are operating right now. Everything's shut down.
Because of COVID?
But there are, like, online groups that happen.
Zoom calls,
yeah.
Have you been a part of one?
Yeah.
What did you talk about in the Zoom call?
Like,
how do you start it off? Like, hey guys, how's your day going?
Yeah, pretty much. Or it could be like, oh, hey guys, how's it going? Well, first off, here's, like, the calendar of events that's going on this month, if there are events that are going on in the month. And then, the topic of the day is about, let's say, I don't know, it could be about anything. Like, the topic of the day is about hair pulling. And so, like, we have someone here who's an expert in hair pulling or something like that. And then you just talk about it. So educational events happen all the time. Like, there are some communities that are so active, you can go to a different educational event, like, every day. Like, Monday you can learn about, like, hair pulling, or Tuesday you can learn about, there's, like, bondage Tuesdays, so you learn about bondage and shit like that. And then, it really depends on where you are. Right now, because of COVID, everything's, like, really slowed down, moved online, and
does it still work the same online or, like, in person? Was it kind of like a lab?
Yeah, in person there are, like, educational events that are like labs where you end up going to somebody's house or, like, maybe the local dungeon and learning about things. But now it's just kind of sitting at home watching the video screen while someone talks about it, which is still cool. But
do they, like, know you on, like, a first name basis? Eventually,
the people around here know. I haven't got a really good chance to connect with people around here.
Yeah.
Just because I just got here and I'm just leaving.
Yeah.
So that's too bad. But
dude, would you ever open up your own dungeon?
Yeah, for sure.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of call it a dungeon to add that like dirty vibe to it.
Yeah, that's right. Dirty dungeon.
Has our friends told you about Dirty Dungeon?
I've heard a little bit about it. I've also heard that it's not what I was thinking.
Definitely not what you were thinking. People definitely did smash. Don't get me wrong, but and actually had orgies, but it's not. It's at the end of the day, it's a camping trip.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you kind of, like, tying someone up that might be kind of dangerous. Like,
it could be.
Name some other dangerous, like, stunts where, like, you need the training. Like, if you were talking about pulling someone's hair, like, there's a right way to do it. I guess there is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's a right way to do it. But yeah, some other dangerous things. So if you're listening to this and you're pretty vanilla and you want to spice up your sex life, you might hear of, like, candle play or wax play. It's where you take a candle and, like, drizzle it on the back or something like that. Yeah, it can hurt. But what I'm trying to get at is don't don't do it with a scented candle. Like if you have a candle at home that's like a strawberry, like whatever, don't do it because that wax burns really hot and you can actually damage someone's skin or your own skin. So if you're interested in doing like wax play, do a little bit of research online first. Like you don't have to go to this big event, just do a little bit of research online and buy candles that are safe to play with. And like look up things that you should keep on hand. Like maybe you should keep a first aid or burn kit on hand, you know?
Got it.
So that can be dangerous. Rope can be dangerous if you do it the wrong way. Hitting someone with like a flogger is pretty safe. It is pretty safe, but you can hit someone the wrong way. That might cause lasting, harm.